574 days. That is the amount of time that's passed since the first episode in this series, Academy to Anfield, and it's finally coming to an end. So, of course, welcome back to Academy to Anfield for the last time, in fact. And before we get into the ins and outs of everything that's happening, why it's the end of the series, etc., just to confirm, we have left our Anfield post. We have resigned as the manager of Liverpool after, I think it's about 7 years, just over 7 years in game. 372 games there managed for Liverpool with a 62% win rate. Not too bad. We've won quite a fair few trophies. We'll take a look at that in a second. As you can see, no one actually decided to follow us out the door apart from our assistant manager Dave Graham there, who was with us for pretty much 6 years, 6 out of the 7 years. So he is, he was our assistant manager throughout the whole time at Liverpool pretty much. Let's look actually at what we've actually won, and then we'll talk about why we've decided to end it. But as you can see, every season we were winning trophies up until the last two where we currently are 7th. That doesn't really count, but our last season we didn't win anything. We finished 2nd, but as you can see, won the Premier League there first for the first 3 years. Europa League there, winning that. And then winning the Community Shield and the Premier League. Spoke a few times about how the Community Shield doesn't really count, but there we won the Carabao Cup. And then FA Cup, and the Community Shield and the League Cup. So as you can see, as the seasons went on and we started to rely more and more on youth, the big trophies dwindled. We never managed to win the Champions League. We did get to the final on one occasion, I think it was, but never managed to win that. So before we look at the squad, let me start again. I want to go 5 years into the future just so you get to have a good look at how the players have developed and who left where, who we signed, did we win anything else, and kind of how the club fared after me. But let's just quickly talk about the fact that we are ending this series for the main reason, really. Obviously, we had that huge break about 12 months ago, and I think we come back in September of last year for a couple of episodes, but I didn't feel the same excitement and kind of passion about going with it. I suppose because it was such a long break between the save, I didn't feel so invested, and it just kind of broke down and we moved away from it. And I think because of the fact that FM25 was delayed, and I just felt like there was no real reason to bring out videos. I suppose I didn't just want to put videos out there just for the sake of it, wasting my time and your time. So I wanted to do this because I feel like it kind of deserves a little bit of an ending. So that's what we're going to do. And also, I have got a kind of an idea in mind for a save that will be coming out this week. So please keep an eye out for that. And we'll hopefully get really invested in this save and take it all the way through to, if fingers crossed, FM26 does actually come out, we may be around for then. So enough of that. What we're going to do is I'm going to take you 5 years into the future now. We're going to take a good look at the squad and what's happened, etc. And we'll just focus completely on Academy to Anfield for the rest of this episode. So here we are, 2035, and just quickly, first off the bat, apologies if I sound a little bit rusty or babbling on. I haven't done this in 6 or 7 months, so just feel a little bit like I got kind of a little bit to catch up on. For example, everything that just happened in that conversation. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the overview of Liverpool, and as you can see, Diego Simeone is actually the manager of Liverpool, once of Atletico Madrid. How long has he been manager for? Only 2 years. So I think what we might do is see who took over after me first before we get into everything else. Of course, we were there for 7 years, just short of Jurgen Klopp's reign there. Couple of interims there, but Abel Ferreira there, who I'm not going to lie, I don't know much about him, was Liverpool manager for 3 years, got sacked, And yeah, didn't really do anything of sorts. Was the Brazil manager there and the Portugal manager, and then made the step to club management for Liverpool. Didn't win anything by the looks of it. 0 leagues, 0 cups. Simeone there's won 1 cup, FA Cup winners in 2035. So they have just won the FA Cup. We'll take a little bit more of a look at that in a second. But yeah, no managers really come in and put their stamp on it since us when they're winning 3 leagues and 7 cups. So yeah, still ruling the world as far as Liverpool go. And as you can see there, we're still a legend at the club. So that is all good stuff. Let's take a quick look. We'll hold fire for looking at the squad a second. Do just want to quickly go back and see who they beat in the FA Cup final. It was Brighton, 3-0. So yeah, they've managed 1 cup in 5 years, which is an absolutely awful return. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get on to the squad. And as we're going to fly down the squad, we can see Bouna there, who we signed in our last season at the club, is still there. 300,000 a week, obviously taken over from Alisson. We signed him here, and he's gone on to play pretty much every game for Liverpool there, making quite a few clean sheets every season, which is a surprise considering Liverpool haven't won anything. We'll take more of a look at where they finished in the league, etc. after, but I just want to go down. Bailey Carrot there is out on loan, still with the club, 24 now, on loan at Ipswich, 44k a week. And he's, apart from us down there making 10 appearances for us, he's not made a single appearance since. So milking his contract, he is doing very, very well. I'm just going to go down, of course. Don't really know any of these players there. Obviously been brought in since we left. Stefan Bajetic, they're still at the club now, 30 years old. Had a decent career since we left a couple of seasons ago. Stayed around the same average really. Probably played a few more games than he was playing for us. But yeah, Stefan Bajetic still at the club all these years later. Apart from him though, I'm just going down the squad and there doesn't seem to be a lot. The first one that quickly jumps out there is Mark King. Of course, the mainstay of our time at Liverpool, really come through the youth academy there in our second season and went on to be an absolute monster of a player for us. As you can see there, playing predominantly most of the games there for Liverpool. 65 caps for England, 11 goals. Looks like he could be the highest paid player at the squad, or at the club, sorry, without going into it. Well, he's joined there with Kevin Cardoza. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. Of course, Dewey Griffiths there. We knew about him. He was on the brink of kind of coming into our plans there. He's on loan at Millwall, leaving in a day. We've come back just before the contracts have been released. So, played a few games in the Championship, never really done it for Liverpool, which is a shame. 28 caps for Wales though, so he's obviously doing bits for Wales. So, of course, Soberslai, I didn't touch upon it, but he was on our overview screen with the captain armband now. 34 years of age, 100 caps for Hungary there. And yeah, I mean, he's still pretty much a mainstay of the Liverpool team. 34 games, in the last season. And actually, the last couple of seasons, if we look, since we left, he's actually been utilised a lot better than we could, apparently. His average rating there, shooting up to around a 7.5. So maybe we just weren't using him to his strengths. But going down now, Ben Doak, still at the club. He's wanted this year by, of course, he's wanted by a load of Saudi Arabian clubs, because who isn't? But yeah, 29 years of age. He's only had 56 caps for Scotland, which is mad considering how good he is. Very strange, but yeah, not really. I mean, I'm just quickly looking down. Last season was probably his worst season for a while. Only making 11 starts, 12 substitute appearances, 7 goals, 1 assist. So, could be Ben Doak's time to leave the club. Could be sort of winding down his Liverpool career there. But Jack Woodthorpe there, another one for us, who was on the brink. We obviously played him a couple of times there. but again, did not really make an impact. Although, looking at, he's just had his time out at Swansea there. 38 games, 9 goals, 8 assists, 5 player of the match is not too bad for a winger at all coming through. But yeah, again, he's leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. And yeah, I mean, here we go. Tosun. We did sign Tosun on the season we left. We just signed Tosun from Juventus. Now, we changed the rules, obviously, because it was getting a lot harder to bring in these youth players. We did change the rules so we could allow players, I think, under 18s to sign, and he was 16? 17, maybe? 16, because he's only 21 now. Not made an appearance for England yet, but he's made 12 appearances for the under-21s. He's already valued at between 73 and 218 million. And he's already played a few games at Liverpool, so he's doing all right. Looks more of a squad player at the moment, but likely to kick on, you'd probably think so. And I'm sure he must be coming to... I'm quite surprised how many players are still there. It is really, really, really nice to see 27-year-old Jason Stone there. 64 caps for England, only 18 goals, which kind of sucks. But yeah, he was our star striker. He came through on the first season we were at Liverpool, the first youth intake, made his debut at the end of the season, scoring his first goal for the club, and then since then he's gone on to score 119 goals there for Liverpool in 318 appearances. Not done too bad in his last season. Not done too bad at all. He's 4 goals below his best. I mean, he never really hit the heights that he probably should have, but he was a consistent performer, constantly banging in goals. But did have huge spells in the season where he couldn't hit a barn door. So could have been a lot better. Should have probably been a lot better. But there is the squad. There is the squad that is left at Liverpool 5 years later. I'm quite surprised that so many are still there. But I will be interested to see who got sold. I mean, of course, we left. January there. No one really went out. Lewis Kumas there was sold to West Ham there in the January transfer window. He was such a good player for us. Such a good backup with such important goals, weirdly enough. Never thought he'd be coming through like he did. But yeah, he come through. And you can see there, actually, Liverpool making the most of all that money we saved up. Well, I say that. Maybe you take off the 140 million I think we spent on Buna. But they did get excited bought after. Fernan Torres there coming in from Barcelona. He's clearly gone. We didn't see him in the squad. But anyway, we won't talk about the players that they've brought in. We'll just kind of look at the big standout players that have left. And yeah, not many that season. Let's take a quick look. Ryan Gravenberch there, leaving to go to Arsenal of all places. Why would you do that? £53 million, 33 years of age now. Saudi Arabia, of course, it's Saudi Arabia. Left for £64 million, played, yeah, a lot of games for Arsenal. Well, I say a lot of games for Arsenal. He must have been slowing down to play. Why would you buy a player for £64 million and only start them 12 times? 23 in total and 38 sub-appearances. What an absolute waste of £64 million. Maybe Liverpool did well there to get the money. Jermaine Grant there he's done very well. So, Nottingham Forest have done very well. Signed him for £3 million 4 seasons ago. Played pretty much all of their, 35 games in the season, 3 years in a row. Built himself up to be an England international. So very good. Very good. Oh, wow, he's on 350k a week. Nottingham Forest must be flying. But yeah, to buy him for £3 million and now he's worth between 60 and 180. Very good business by them. He did actually, just go back to Jermaine Grant. He was playing quite regular for us. If you look there, the fact that he played 29 games for us there, 33 there, and then they decided to sell him for £3 million. I can't really understand that unless his contract was running down or something ridiculous like that. But yeah, did not really understand that at all. You look there, Owen Beck, who was kind of our last resort at left back. It's probably, if we're being honest, the only reason why he managed to get so many games for us was because we were desperate for a left back. And as you can see there, signed for Porto of all places, has gone on to have a decent career for him so far. I mean, his average rating looks pretty good. So yeah, he's enjoying his time over there in Portugal. And I mean, Pennington there, he again was one of those players you didn't expect to come through. But yeah, I mean, played quite a few games for us. As you can see there, 7 goals in one season. And he had a really decent average rating. Of course, we leave. And yeah, that just disintegrates. But for us, he was absolutely amazing. And he's still 29 years of age. Shame he's never got an England cap. But yeah, for us, he was very, very good. And of course, these are the ones that I really remember as we're coming down. We seem to get rid of everyone. I won't try and sort of spend too much time talking about them all. But Johnny Webb there, who probably should have done things for us. He's now plays for Lazio, 73k a week. No caps for England, but is looking... I mean, he's having a tidy season at Lazio. Only 2 goals, but 10 assists. He's having his best season to date. So maybe Liverpool shouldn't have got rid of some of these players. Maybe if they'd kept them around and trusted the process like we did, they may have been all right. Of course, Tornianen here, 3 caps for England, only 26 years of age. Again, maybe he should have stayed around for Liverpool. He maybe would have done bits for him. But again, looking like he's had his best season so far, just gone. An average rating of nearly 7.3. 9 goals, 3 assists in 33 games for AC Milan there. So maybe they should have trusted the process a little bit. Sesse, we won't touch upon. He didn't really sort of break through to the... I mean, he signed there for Sunderland for 20 million. Maybe we'll look at him. Not too bad. No caps for England. He's playing in the Premier League for Sunderland. Not playing too bad, actually, considering he's a Premier League player. 34 games, 5 goals and 8 assists is not bad for an attacking winger there. So, again, the story is maybe Liverpool should have held on to some of these players. Harvey Elliott there, 32 years of age. He's been sold. I mean, they've sold all the best players, haven't they? Apart from Mark King and Jason Stone, they've sold the good ones, the ones we enjoyed watching. He's, again, just had his best season. I mean, what is going on? He's just had his best season. 31 games there for Villarreal over in Spain. 2 goals, 10 assists, 5 player of the matches. I can't believe they let some of these players go, especially for the prices. I mean, Harvey Elliott a couple of years ago, touching 30, but, I mean, still, I think there's going to be no more shocks. Of course, we see there the confirmation of Johnny Webb going for 34.5 million. I mean, tell me if I'm missing any, but Bailey Carrot there going out on loan. I don't think we've missed anyone. There we go. So yeah, we've all caught up, which is mad. But what we want to do now is go back and have a quick look at the Premier League. We finished our last full season there. Started the season, I think we were only 5 games in when they decided to quit. Finished 5th again, up to 3rd, down to 5th, and they have just finished 2nd to Tottenham. Wow. I mean, if you're gonna lose to anyone or finish below anyone, you don't want it to be Tottenham, right? I mean, that's cruel. 70. I mean, that's a low points tally. Absolutely low points tally to be winning the league. I think if we were still in charge, we would have walked the league this year. But yeah, interesting to see Tottenham winning the Premier League, and Liverpool finish 2nd by 7 goals on goal difference. That is mad. If we look back, yeah, first time Tottenham have won it. Man United there making a bit of a comeback. Same with Arsenal, even Chelsea there. After us and Man City dominated for a few years. So there we have it. Liverpool suck without me. There's no 2 ways about it. So that brings us to the end of the series, guys. I am so sorry that it finished the way it did. I would have, of course, liked to take it other places. I've spoken about it before, and, you know, fingers crossed again, FM26 does come out. I would like to revisit this type of save. Probably not with Liverpool, because it just gets a bit boring if you do it with the same team. Maybe with someone a little bit different, along the same lines, but I think what we'd probably do next time is incorporate transfers, make it a little bit more fun that way, and go from there, really. But I hope you enjoyed the series. As I said, I will be back with the start of a new series later this week. I hope you sort of give that a go and And like I say, always, constructive criticism. If you're not enjoying something, or you think I'd do something better, you think there's something I need to improve on, I would love your feedback. Try and be as kind as possible, of course, but that's not always the case on YouTube. So yeah, if you do enjoy it and you want to see more, please do subscribe, like the video, and hopefully I will see you very shortly in another one.